this is going to be your love and career reading for the rest of September and for all of October 2018. And this is for Aries rising, sun, and moon sign in Aries best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear about. Just to make things a little easier for me, I decided to cut out the health part unless people are actually requesting it. Last month, or this month in September, I got several comments on Libra and Aquarius mentioning that they wanted to hear the health readings, so I'm going to do those for October for those two signs. But if anyone watching this does want to have health included, please say so either by emailing me. My email is in the About section on the page that belongs to my channel. If you don't feel comfortable commenting on the actual YouTube post, you can always email me. And actually, as an experiment, if there's anything else in particular that you guys want to know about, maybe you could email me some questions and I could do a few bonuses next month on important questions that people have. So I'm going to start off with love and relationships. I'm going to do a 6-card spread. If I feel as though there's some extra information in there that I need to see, I may pick clarifiers, but it just depends. So this is an Aries rising, sun, and moon signs best, highest good for the rest of September and all of October 2018 for love and relationships. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, you just happen to have the 2 of Cups. Just figured that was worth showing you. It's an important card in a relationship reading. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pick your cards. And I'm going to try to read this 2 ways, for single Aries and also for Aries that are currently in relationships or just started one. Okay, I'm going to pick a few clarifiers on one card in particular, and then I'll get started. Okay. Hopefully I can make sense out of this for you. Well, yeah. Here, let me show you your original 6, and then I'll get going. Your first one is the 2 of Swords. Your second one is the 7 of Cups. Your third one is the Knight of Wands. Your fourth one is the Hierophant. Your fifth one is Justice. Hopefully you can see these okay. Your final one that I picked a million clarifiers to go with is the 5 of Swords. I think this came out for your September general reading, as in what you were coming away from, I think. So this might have something to do with relationships, or it could be something totally different. So, in the past, you have the Two of Swords over the Hierophant. In the past, you may have felt torn with relationships. If you're currently in a relationship, there may be some hurts in the relationship that you are trying to heal from, or your partner may be trying to heal from hurts. But something about these hurts that have happened in the past that either you or they are trying to heal is making you feel undecided, as in, can I actually heal from this? Should I let go of the relationship? Should I keep the relationship? It could even possibly be, for a few of you, you may be torn between two people and you're trying to make up your mind on who to go with, or whether you should stay with something or whether you should strike it out on your own. That's one way I could look at this. It could also be saying something as in the recent past, you've realized that you just in general have a hard time making decisions about relationships. It could be that you have a fear of commitment, or you have a fear of being trapped in a relationship, and so you never quite make up your mind whether you should really truly invest in a relationship or not. It may be feeling torn between wanting a connection with someone else but also maintaining your independence. That's one way I could look at this. It could be that you are stuck on relationships or have a hard time moving forward with relationships because of past hurts in your life that have made you reluctant to really invest too much into anything. That's only one possibility. So I'm actually going to pick a clarifier to go with this, just to give me maybe a little extra information. Yeah. You got the Queen of Swords. So, yeah, in the recent past, you have decided that you must make some kind of a decision, or if you are going to stay with a relationship or with relationships, you need to learn more about things like compromise and proper discussions with your partner about any issues you may have. That's one way of looking at it, because the Queen of Swords is actually a Libra court card. And Libra is a sign that rules partnerships and things like working things out through discussion, looking at another person's point of view, being able to settle things in a peaceful manner as far as communication goes, as well as equal give and take or compromise in handling difficult situations. She can also represent just simply finally making up your mind. So, currently, with relationships. Oh. If you're single and you're not in a relationship, you may have stayed single because of this tricky balance you're trying to achieve between independence and codependence with someone else, or what's the word, interdependence. There may be some old wounds that you're dealing with that have to do with seeing things in a different way with relationships. But if you are single, this is saying you truly want I'm looking at justice here. You truly want a relationship that is equal, or that is fair, or reciprocal. This is another Libra card, so it makes me wonder if some of you Arian people are dealing with Libra people, or people who show Libran qualities, which are all the qualities that I mentioned in the last little combo there. But truly, you want things to be fair, equal-ended, proper give and take and compromise, and to be treated fairly, and also to treat others fairly. It could be that this is truly what you want, but you're trying to look at your options. This is if you're single. You're trying to look at your options of the people that are available to you, or situations that are available, and none of it really seems to be passing the mark as far as what you're really looking for. I'm looking at the cup behind this woman, which is higher than all the other cups. But notice it's behind her where she's not seeing it. And she also is in a fog where it's even hard for her to make out the ones that are in front of her. It could be you're feeling some doubt over whether it's possible to find what you truly want or to find it around you. I feel like this is possible, or it's on its way, or it's possible for you to find this. It's just you're not seeing it quite yet. And so none of any of the options look that great to you. None of them really pass the mark on what you are truly looking for. Where it could be another situation is if you are in a relationship, you want more for your relationship than what you have right now. Or you could simply have gotten to a point where you feel like there's too much work involved, or things are not as fair as you would like them to be. You're feeling emotionally discontented with this whole situation. You feel as though perhaps your own needs are not being met the way that you would like them to be. Or perhaps the other person is having a hard time deciding whether they want to be with you or not. I almost feel like there's not enough investment in the situation or enough work being done on this if it is a relationship. It may just be that you're bored and you need something, you need to reactivate your feelings of motivation towards making things work in a relationship. You may need to get away temporarily in order to get a different perspective, or to mull some emotional complications you have going on in your emotional body that are clouding how you're seeing things. It could be you're just having a hard time deciding what person or which person to go with. If you're in a relationship and you have hit an impasse or a period of confusion where you're not really sure whether to continue with it or not, I would definitely recommend getting away or trying to look at things in a different way. Or trying to make sure that things are more fair. If they can't be resolved, you may need to let go of it, but we'll see. So, in the future, be careful what you choose if you are having a hard time choosing between several people or several possibilities or several crushes, let's put it that way. Be careful who you choose. I feel like this could be this one person with two different aspects of their nature, or this could be two totally different people. I pulled a whole lot of clarifiers to go with this Five of Swords, so we shall see. It is possible that there is a Jupiterian or Sagittarius type individual in your life who would show qualities of wanderlust, needing to have exciting experiences in their life in order to feel alive, a truth seeker, somebody who's adventurous, somebody who doesn't settle down very easily, someone who always wants to see what else is out there. Sometimes comings and goings, like someone who appears for a bit and then they disappear and then they reappear again. They never really seem to really stay still. That's at least what I'm getting from this right now. There's a million different ways I could interpret that card. I'm looking at the Knight here, by the way. So, you know, Aries and Sagittarius are two energies that actually get along with each other rather well. And they're very compatible because they belong to the same element. But from what I'm getting in here, it looks like this person may have a hidden dark side, or hidden, that's how they may appear on the outside, but on the inside there may be some things going on with their nature that are not trustworthy. So be careful. This could also be saying that in the near future you're going to be seeking truth about this situation, or you want more information about this, or you want to find out more about what's actually going on here. And so I'm going to show you the clarifiers. If this is a relationship that you are in, it could be that there is One way of looking at this is you could be fighting with your significant other in the near future over possibly some things not being truthful. Perhaps you feel as though you've been lied to, or you perhaps have been lying to someone else, in which case the truth will be coming out about this. Or there just seems like there's an imbalance of power in this situation. So keep in mind, this reading isn't going to apply for everyone. This is a general reading for the Aries collective. If you really do want to get more information about your relationships, you can always email me to set up some kind of a private reading, because I also do those. And they don't necessarily have to be this long either. You could just ask one question. So your clarifiers for that Five of Swords is that because you're discovering perhaps in the near future some truths that are not very pretty, or that perhaps may shock you, or you may have even sensed this leading up till the near future, in which case you have been kind of looking over your options, as in, should you stay with this person? Should you try to meet someone else? You may even have an interest in several different people at once, or several different crushes. You have been feeling a need for something other than what you have, or a different energy than what is existing at this time. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave your relationship. This could be transforming your relationship too, but you're definitely realizing that things are not quite what you truly need for yourself, and you're looking towards the future, or horizons in the future on where you could go, who you could meet, or what you could bring into the situation. In other words, you have a wandering eye, or you haven't. If this will not satisfy this craving for you, you may be looking elsewhere. And that's where judgment comes into play, which is very intense, deep assessment of where you're at with love and relationships. Is this really what you want? Is this really helping you to go towards your true calling? Or feeling like you are being your truest self? Or to bring light to this situation, to be able to see what's actually really happening. You may need to let go of some things. If you want to keep this relationship, some things definitely need to change and be brought back into it again. This could also be saying you may be looking towards seeing someone again that you haven't seen in a very long time. Someone may be returning from the past, or you may have some kind of a chance to put closure to something that you've been hanging on to for a long time. Okay, and the third one is, I see you as possibly starting a completely new relationship, or a new beginning in your relationship that is much more down to earth and practical. I don't know how else to put that. This could be, I'm definitely getting something about needing to give each other more massages, or needing to touch each other more frequently than before, or just to get out in nature with your significant other, or to begin a new hobby together, whether it's dancing classes or just something, to do something together that would give your relationship a sense of purpose. This could also be letting go of a relationship and starting a new one. Or this could be, if you're single, this can be beginning a new relationship. If you're single, it seems to me as though you're going through a deep introspective period where you're looking over past patterns in relationships, because you don't want to carry those patterns on into the future. You want something new and different now that is much healthier for you. And so you're realizing necessary truths about yourself and about your choices in the past. You may have attracted very difficult people for romantic partners in the past, and you no longer want to draw that in. And so you're taking a really close look at yourself, and especially at your inner self, as to where these things come from and how they can be released, so that you can move on and start a new relationship that's different from the pattern from before. Hopefully this is making sense, you guys. If you are going to be starting a new relationship in the future, I want to ask one thing about that. See if I can give you any clues. Whoever is new that is going to be coming into your life, it looks like it has the potential to be a very long-lasting relationship. And remember to take it slow, or at least to allow it to unfold in its own natural timing rather than trying to rush it. This person is fated. This person is meant to be drawn to you, or you are meant to be drawn to them, and it's out of your hands as far as anything you necessarily have to do. It's just going to happen. It may happen totally unexpectedly or in a strange way. It may seem small at first, but later, years later, you can look back and realize it was a huge thing that happened. And the other one is, I'm getting a clear message about this. This could be the person that you meet, but it doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be a man either. This is an Aquarian energy, but that aside, I'm getting that you are definitely getting much better in the near future at being discerning and really seeing things for what they are and making good decisions accordingly based off of what you observe. So I definitely feel as though you're not necessarily throwing yourself into anything. You're really observing it first before you make any major decisions about starting a new relationship, which I think is a good approach to take for now, because it seems as though perhaps in the past you haven't made the best decisions, or you just weren't aware of certain things until it was too late. And so now you're afraid of that happening again. But I see you as being balanced about this. Your overall card that I picked is the Hanged Man, which is about having to have a vision quest or get back in touch with what you truly want for yourself in your visions and dreams. You definitely want to find a partner who is compassionate, someone that would be willing to be a visionary with you, where you could build on your dreams together. You like mystical, it seems like a mystical connection or a soul connection, that it runs very deep, where you have a natural empathy with each other and for each other. But be careful about things like illusion or too much fantasy too. You definitely want to be grounded with this and practical about this. So again, try not to rush into anything. Instead, let it unfold the way that it's supposed to, and make sure you have your eyes open and have a critical mind about this too. The best thing to do is to combine both these energies, where you are inspired, you feel as though you can come up with visions together on what you want for the future, but also to look over those visions with a critical eye as far as what needs to be done, what needs to be communicated, and how is the best way to go about this in a rational way. To look first before you leap, in other words. Okay, hopefully that helped. I'll see you in a second for your career reading. Hello, Aries. This is your career reading. Again, I'm going to do a 6-card spread for your career, money, and job situation, and also your goals, things you're trying to do right now. This is for Aries rising, sun, and moon sign for the rest of September and all of October 2018 with career, money, and job situations. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do one more shuffle. Oh wow, you guys. The whole house is shaking, just so you know. We have streets being put in today. Well, construction has been going on for quite some time now, but they've got that heavy duty roller where they roll down the dirt before they put the concrete on. So if you hear vibrations, that's what that is. It's from the roller outside. Okay, here are your 6 cards. I didn't have to pull any clarifiers with this one because it's so straightforward. This is a really positive reading, you guys, so if you've been having troubles with these things, this obviously says that things are about to get a lot better. So your first card, again, is the Queen of Swords. She seems to be prominent for you for October. And your second one, again, is the Wheel of Fortune. So seems like you have some major positive, some major positive shifts happening in your life right now. And the third one, again, is the Ace of Pentacles. So perhaps you're going through some kind of new beginning in relationships and with career. Your fourth one is another ace, the Ace of Wands. Your fifth one is the Eight of Pentacles. And your sixth card is a 6. It's the 6 of Pentacles. This is excellent. So, in the recent past, with career, money situations, and job situations, looks like perhaps you may have started a new job or a new career or a new way of making money. This could perhaps have something to do with consulting, either being consulted by being a consultant. I suppose that's the right word to say. I'm going to get really particular with this for a little bit, and then I'll try to read it more broadly. But this could be working with computers, working with answering phones, working with communications with other people. This could be writing. This could be teaching, speaking. This can be also working in the legal field, either as a lawyer or a judge or something. You may have even just graduated from something where you needed a particular degree in order to get started with your career. That's one possibility, is you finally got your paperwork saying that you are officially that now. This could also be a new job involving someone else who's either a business partner or somebody that you work with who shows a lot of those qualities. This is somebody who is man or woman. This is somebody who is very rational, very good with things like PR skills or communicating with other people. She's very professional, very objective, and all about getting the right information out there. This could even be involved with something like press or journalism or reporting or writing articles or something. Yeah, something to do with that, in which case it would have a lot to do with research. It would have a lot to do with making sure that you have the right information. This can also be settling differences between other people too, as in being a mediator or being someone who is a go-between, or someone who figures out some kind of solutions for opposing viewpoints. I don't know how else to put that. But this looks like a brand new situation or something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. I feel as though you've been very impatient about this because perhaps this has taken a long time for you to get to the point where you are coming from, is you're ready to go now, or you have been ready to go with this. Perhaps you've been having to wait a little bit in order to get information. So currently, you are about to have a huge shift with your career or job or money situation. This could be a job that lands on your lap, so to speak, or it randomly comes to you through fated circumstances, as in one day you're waiting for the bus and the bus is late, and so you decide to walk to the next bus stop instead of waiting at the one that you're at. Meanwhile, you run into someone who's crossing the street, you haven't seen them in 15 years, and they invite you to a party. You go to the party and you end up meeting someone there who ends up practically handing you the best possible job you could have wished for yourself for, where you're actually making good money. Something like that. That's a hypothetical scenario there. But it's those moments where you take a chance or something different from your normal routine happens that kind of snaps you into a different situation that comes out of the blue. But this feels like you have truly worked for this in a lot of different ways, not just physically or mentally, but also spiritually. I feel like you've been doing a lot of work on remaining positive and realizing that sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time, or meet the right person, or make the right connection in order to have things come about in the best possible way for yourself. But it looks as though this is something very big. If you're involved in something, it feels as though you're about to have some kind of a huge breakthrough, or you're definitely noticing things pick up very quickly compared to before. And this needs a slow, steady approach, and also being meticulous and practical about what you're doing and taking it step by step. I'm getting something in here about looking at the details. You need to look at the details more, or address the details more. If that isn't really your style, you may want to bring someone in who is good with the details to help you with that. I'm getting something in here about analyzing. So hopefully this is making sense, but looks very fortunate. And as long as you take the patient, slow, steady approach and really look at the details, or have someone help you with looking at the details, I see you as not missing an opportunity. If you are not paying attention to the details, you may miss some kind of an opportunity presently. So in the near future, with jobs, money, and career, you have the Ace of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles. It looks like you had an idea, or were definitely driven towards starting something in the past with that Ace of Wands. But now it's getting to a point where it is beginning on a practical level. As in, it's not just an idea anymore, or it's not just something that you're getting started with or doing anymore. This is actually planted, or this is actually in place now. It's just a matter of growing it. And this could be, this could be definitely a business that you have. It could be a project that you want to get going on, and in which case I see this as happening through funding. If you need a loan or a grant or some kind of funding, or to perhaps collaborate with other people on getting up enough funding, perhaps some kind of a cooperative or a where there are more than a few business partners, or at least more than one people involved in getting this thing going or started on a material plane. I see you as receiving the grant, or getting the loan, or getting the monetary help or cooperation from others that you need in order to actually get this thing really going. And it's only a matter of time after that of things growing from there. And I see it as being extremely prosperous. And not only that, I'm seeing something in here about it being prosperous for everyone involved, to the point of generating enough where you can get started with other projects too. This could be a non-profit, or some kind of charity organization, or just something involving people pulling in their resources, and then the money that's generated through it gets poured back out into the community or funneled into different things that can benefit people. So it looks very good, you guys. You'll have to let me know if that applied or helped. And yeah, take care, you guys. I love you, and hopefully that helped. And I'll see you soon for your general readings for October.